Most of us want to grow faster, learn more, achieve more. But what if the secret is actually slowing down? That's exactly what changed everything for me. And in this video, I'm gonna share why. Hey everyone, Mark here. I'm a singer, guitarist, and songwriter, and today I want to talk about why slowing down helped me grow faster and how it might help you too. Let's start with why we rush in the first place. Today's world is built around constant dopamine hits. We are afraid of missing out on notifications, on news, on messages, and we've basically unlearned to be okay with boredom and silence. Michael Easter wrote a whole book about it, which is called The Comfort Crisis. So if we consciously remove comfort, it will challenge us to think more and to move more. And yes, it will take longer, but in the end, we're training one of the biggest muscles we need as musicians, and that is focus. So it's easy to pull out my phone and scroll on social media, but it's very hard to sit in front of a blank paper and write a new song. And the streaming services provide endless music and so many podcasts, and YouTube provides so many videos that, at least for me, it leads to decision fatigue. And it also leads to getting caught up in consuming, and I want to learn more, and I want to consume more, and I'm consuming. So I'm not creating, and I'm not doing anything. So when everything is fast and available all the time, slowing down starts to feel uncomfortable. Slowing down does not mean being lazy. It actually means being more conscious, more focused, and less stressed. So let's take walking as an example. Using an e-scooter is faster and more comfortable. You're basically just standing there. Walking, on the other hand, demands movement. It activates our body, it boosts our fitness, it lets our mind wander, and it might spark creativity. So yes, it's slower. But why should I miss out on health, creativity, and calm to arrive 15 minutes earlier? So that's when slowing down actually starts to work in our favor. So why does slowing down leads to faster growth? I want to share two examples. Example number one is learning new songs. I'm a guitarist. I was born in 1993, so I grew up with the internet. And tabs made learning new songs incredibly fast. But it took me years to realize that I wasn't training my ears. When I started transcribing songs, it took me way longer, but I was training my hearing, my musical intuition, and my understanding of harmony. So these are skills that are essential if you want to make a living out of music. And if we zoom out, growth is actually fast, even though it feels like it's slower day to day. Example number two is songwriting. Rushing kills creativity. It's like treading water, you're just not moving forward. And I write more songs over a longer period of time if I slow down, if I take walks and let my mind wander, instead of trying to force everything into one session. I talked more about focus in my last video, so if you want to dive deeper into that, I'll put a link down in the description. So the question becomes, how can we actually slow down in daily life? There are many ways to slow down. I'll just share what helped me become more present, focused, and more relaxed. Let's talk about practical things. Meditation. That was a game changer for me because learning to control my breath was essential to controlling my nervous system and letting go of fear and anxiety. Journaling and morning pages. That is part of my morning and evening routine because I love to put my thoughts onto paper and structure the chaos that is in my mind to make space for creativity. That's also what taking walks is good for, because it's of course good for physical and mental health, but it also helps me to spark creativity. It lets my mind wander, and there's just no distraction because I will leave my phone at home. Limiting screen time is also very important to me because I want to prevent uncontrolled doom scrolling. And then, last but not least, reading books instead of consuming content. That is something that is much more slowed down instead of consuming content while listening to something or while watching a video, because when I read, I can mark something and I can write something down that is important to me. And it's just so much more slowed down than watching or listening to something. Besides these practical habits, there's a mindset that helps me to slow down as well, and I like to call it the analog mindset. First up is my watch. So my watch is a mechanical watch, and I had an Apple Watch once, and I liked it and it was great. Don't get me wrong, but I noticed that a mechanical watch has its own character, and the most important thing is it didn't distract me, and it still doesn't, because it only serves one purpose, and that is telling the time. Next up is pen and paper over a laptop or an iPad. I just love writing on paper with a good pen. A pen and paper also serve one purpose, and that's it. There are no notifications and there are no distractions. Digital tools are incredibly convenient, but I noticed that when I struggle to write a new song or write down new ideas, the chance of getting distracted is so much higher. And I just don't have that when writing with pen and paper. Next up is photography. I love shooting on film. 36 shots and no second chances. It's a complete different workflow because you have to think about every photo you shoot. And instead of shooting hundreds and sorting them out later, it is very conscious process when taking photos. And I do approach music the same way. I'd rather practice properly and get it right in the first 2 takes than recording 30 takes and spend hours comping. Listening to a vinyl from start to finish is one of the best ways for me to slow down and really listen. Doing one thing at a time has become rare today. Whether it's eating, walking, listening to music, or even waiting for the bus. It all comes down to one word, and it's focus. And the last analog thing I want to talk about is tube amps. Recording them takes much more time because you have to mic up the amp, you have to search for the right position where the microphone records the speaker, and it just takes much longer than using a preset that a digital device offers me. But the way to get there is so much fun, and I just learn so much every single time when I record a new amp that it is a skill I don't want to miss out on. So to be clear, I use digital amps, I scroll on the socials, I use an iPad, I stream songs, but I do it with intention. And being in control instead of being controlled is the way to see it. So slowing down doesn't make life smaller, it just makes it deeper. I hope you got something out of this video. If it resonated with you, feel free to subscribe and leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next one.